So yesterday I posted this photo and it got a lot of traction. And the biggest question is, what is in other? What's in that 23% of all of our income tax? Where's it going? Let me answer it. So the image has some issues. It rounds to the nearest pound, and the way that the public sector expenditure is calculated is round to the nearest 0.1%, which means there are a couple of rounding errors in each of the sections. However, there are some issues, and if you look at the table above, that is actually where money goes and where it went in the 24-25, and the table makes some quite glaring errors. Here's what they are. The image included the state pension in welfare, and it's not counted in the same bracket. I think that was probably just an error in typing in the numbers into the image, but the actual number spent on welfare is 21.3% of government expenditure, and the amount on state pensions was 11.9%. Under there, that isn't counted, and that is the vast majority of other. Furthermore, there's a little bit of confusion. They've messed up a few things in terms of businesses with agriculture. Agriculture isn't really counted separately, so business and industry is 3.5%, housing and environment is actually 3.4%, and they count it as 2% because they round two numbers together and they both fall below 1. It's very messy, but it is actually 3.4%. Culture is 1.3%, that's not included at all, and the biggest number, and this is where most people thought other was going, is this. So yeah, that number there, government admin, is 2%. It's not a big deal. Bearing in mind that the entire amount spent, and apologies if this is a difficult number to get your head around because it is, but it's £1.156 trillion was what was spent in 24-25. Government admin was 23 billion. It is a tiny drop in the ocean. Granted, if 23 billion hit your bank account, you'd know about it. But when it's spread across thousands of civil servants, 650 MPs, all of their parliamentary teams, people who are paid by the state, it is a tiny amount. And when you compare that to countries like the US, where you have huge amounts of money that comes in via lobbyists and, being represented members of the US Congress, for example, might be these people's lowest paying jobs. It really isn't that much. So unfortunately, that is where the money's going. I will apologise, the image wasn't entirely accurate, but I hope it proves the point of where that money does go. I think the state pension bit was an oversight, and I will apologise for that, but I hope that answers it. I also hope it shines a bit more light on where our money goes and what you're paying for.